In this section, we are going to focus exclusively on building your portfolio. Whether this whole course was just so you can learn how to do WordPress for your own website, or if you want to learn how to turn this into more of a paying gig where you're creating websites for other clients, either way, a portfolio is going to be the next step so you can show off your work. So what we're going to do is download the Salient WordPress theme because I believe this is going to be the strongest theme for displaying a portfolio that I've currently seen. So you're welcome to deviate and do something else, but here's how I would build my portfolio website. I'm going to get started by jumping over into ThemeForest. So we'll go to themeforest.net. And then in the search box, I'll just type in Salient, and it should be the first thing that pops up. We'll click on this theme, and if you haven't already following along with when we got the X theme, again, if you want to do this, would love to have you follow along. You don't have to do this by any means, but again, this is how I did my portfolio, and I just want to show you exactly what I did. So go ahead and purchase this theme if you're up for it. I've already done that, and so in my downloads section of my profile, I have the Salient WordPress theme, and I've already gone ahead and downloaded it. So what I've got here are all of the documentation and installation files in this zipped folder. So I'll double click on that and open this up. I've got my licensing, I've got my data info, I've got my child theme, which we learned about in the last section. I've got my user guide, which is super helpful to show you how to install everything. And then I also have the main Salient theme. So now that we have all the pieces, let's go ahead and fire up another site. So I'm going to jump into local. I'll click the plus button down here to add a new site. And I'll call this one Salient Blueprint. I'm going to actually use the blueprint I made in the last section just to get us started. But if you remember, we actually saved this with the X theme. So it's going to have all those pages I made, but it's also going to have all of the settings set up the way they need to be. And it's going to have the X theme. So we'll do a little bit of housekeeping in here and then update our blueprint. So that way we have options for both themes. I'm going to click on Admin. And I'm going to jump over to Appearance and then go to Themes. And you can see we've got the X theme installed. Let's go ahead and give this the Salient theme. So I'll click Add New, Upload Theme. And I'm going to start with the main salient.zip. The reason why I start with that one first is because this is the main parent theme. So this is going to have everything that we need for the theme to work. And then we'll do the child theme last. So that way when it's all done and it gives me the option to activate, I can just click Activate and that child theme will be ready to go. So instead of clicking Activate this time, we'll click Return to Themes. We'll click Add New, Upload Theme, and we'll drop that child theme in there now. We'll click Install. All right, and once that's done, we are going to click Activate. And now my Salient child theme is the active theme. So let's do some housekeeping here. We've got a few things to look at. This theme has some plugins that come with it and that are required for it to function, so we've got to get those installed. And while we're on this themes page, let's go ahead and clean up these themes that we're not using. So I'm going to click on 2017 first. I'll hit Delete. Click OK. Click on the X theme and I'll hit Delete. And then click OK. And I want to show you something real quick side note. If I try and activate this child theme without a parent theme, you'll notice that we get this broken themes message down here because, again, the child theme will not work without the parent themes filed. So anyway, just wanted to point that out to you real quick to show you why we have to have both. We'll reactivate the Salient child theme, and I'm going to delete this X files down here. All right, so now the Salient themes are ready to go. Let's go ahead and jump over and we'll click this and begin installing plugins button. And although it wants me to install WooCommerce, I'm not going to be using this for the portfolio site. So this is extra and I don't have to install it. You'll see over here that it says required for this Salient Visual Composer and it says recommended for WooCommerce. So again, I'm a big fan of not putting in more than you need. So we don't want to clutter up our files or have any other problems that could arise. So we're not going to install WooCommerce right now. We'll click just right here and click Install for the Salient Visual Composer. And when that's all done, we should be in good shape. We're going to do a couple more things. I'm going to go down to Appearance and then to Menus. And because we installed a new theme, I need to tell it which menu to use. We already had that menu set up, but we need to tell it where we want that in this specific theme. So I'm going to click on top navigation menu and hit save menu. Now when I jump over to my site, we should see that we've got our menu across the top, and currently everything else is in good shape. We obviously have a lot of work to do, but this is a good base and a good place to save our blueprint. So what I'm going to do is jump back over to local. I'm going to right click on the salient blueprint, and I'm going to click save as blueprint. So this time for the blueprint name, I'm just going to call this salient. We'll hit save blueprint. And now if I want to spin up a new site with the salient theme, we can click the new plus button and then add the salient blueprint for it. Or I've got that My Derek's blueprint that had the X theme if I want to go that way. All right, this is a great place to stop. We've got salient set up. We have a new blueprint created for when we move forward. And what we're going to do in the next lesson is look at how to import some of the demo content from salient so you can see how to make your portfolio quickly.